The stone cutter. Imagine waking up every morning before the sun rises, walking the same dusty road, and doing the same difficult job every single day. Nothing seems to change, yet you keep going because giving up is not an option. Most people believe success comes from talent or luck. But the truth is much simpler. Success belongs to the people who keep moving forward even when they cannot see the results. This is the story of a young stone cutter whose life looked ordinary, but whose mindset eventually changed everything. Every morning before dawn, he picked up his hammer and chisel and walked to the quarry. His hands were rough, his clothes were covered in dust, and every swing of the hammer demanded all of his strength. He worked from sunrise until sunset, breaking and shaping enormous stones under the burning heat. By the end of each day, he was completely exhausted. The money he earned was only enough to survive. There was nothing left for comfort, luxury, or even hope. As he watched wealthy merchants pass by with expensive horses and beautiful clothes, he quietly wondered why life seemed so unfair. He often asked himself the same painful question: when will my life finally change? Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, months slowly became years, yet everything looked exactly the same. The same job, the same struggle, the same dreams that never seemed to come closer. Slowly, disappointment began replacing hope. He started believing that maybe success was only for people who were born lucky. Then one afternoon, something unexpected happened. An old traveler stopped beside him and quietly watched him work. After several minutes, the traveler asked a simple question: why do you shape every stone so carefully when nobody is watching? The young man smiled sadly. Because this is my job. The old traveler gently shook his head. No, you think you're cutting stones. But in reality, you're shaping your future. The young man looked confused. The traveler picked up a stone and smiled. Every strike of your hammer changes two things. It shapes the stone, and it shapes your character. Every difficult day teaches patience. Every challenge builds discipline. Every obstacle makes you stronger than yesterday. The world may not notice your effort today, but your future certainly will. After saying those words, the traveler continued his journey. But his words never left the young man's mind. The next morning, nothing around him had changed. The sun was still hot. The rocks were still heavy. The work was still difficult. The pay was still small. But something inside him had completely changed. Instead of asking when life would reward him, he began asking how he could become better today. He decided that every stone would become his signature. Every mistake would become a lesson. Every failure would become experience. Every difficult day would become another opportunity to grow. He stopped comparing himself to successful people. Instead, he focused on becoming just a little better every single day. 1% better, every day. Months passed, then years passed. People slowly began noticing the quality of his work. Builders started asking specifically for him. Architects trusted him with bigger projects. Soon he was no longer just cutting stones. He was leading teams, designing buildings, training young workers, creating bridges, schools, and homes that would stand for generations. One day, a young apprentice asked him, "Everyone says you're lucky. How did you become so successful?" The stone cutter smiled. There was no lucky day. There was no shortcut. There was no secret. I simply kept showing up when everyone else stopped. I kept improving when nobody was watching. I stayed patient when nothing seemed to be changing. That is how success is built. Not through one big opportunity, but through thousands of small decisions made every single day. Remember this: a seed spends weeks growing underground before anyone sees the first green leaf. That doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means everything important is happening where no one can see it. Your life works the same way. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every workout you finish, every challenge you overcome, every failure you survive, every small step you take today is quietly building the person you will become tomorrow. So never give up simply because progress feels invisible. The greatest transformations happen long before the world notices them. One day, people will admire your success. They will call you talented. They will call you lucky. They will call you gifted. But only you will know the truth. Your success was built one ordinary day at a time. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep growing, keep believing. Because greatness is never created overnight. It is created by ordinary people who refuse to quit.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.